There's no way around it, ladies and gentlemen, dive gear is expensive. So we've made a series of videos cram-packed full of hints and tips to help you prolong the life of your dive gear and get the most out of your investment. And we're starting right now. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, and welcome to Divers Ready. Welcome to this, the first in a new series of videos. My name's James, I'm a professional diving instructor and digital content creator. We've partnered with Dive Rite to bring you this series of hints and tips style videos aimed at prolonging the life of your dive gear and helping you get the most value you can out of the pieces of kit that you've invested in. So each video in this series, we're going to focus on one piece of kit, and this week, it is the mask, the humble mask, a piece of kit that's often overlooked because on the surface it seems to be pretty simple. It's a skirt, it's a lens, it's a strap, what could possibly go wrong? Well, I'm going to give you a whole ton of hints and tips as to how to make your mask last a lifetime. Dive Rite were kind enough to send me a huge box of gear to make this series of videos. So for every installment in the series, I'm going to go into that box, pull out a piece of kit and show you guys how to take best care of, in this instance, a mask. And then we're going to give away that piece of kit. That's right, we're giving away an entire scuba setup sponsored by Dive Rite in each installment of the video. So stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll tell you how you can enter to win this ES155 frameless mask from Dive Rite. Right, masks, a seemingly simple piece of kit. You've got a lens, a skirt, a strap, maybe a couple of buckles. That's about it. However, there are factors you need to think about when caring for your investment in a mask. Number one is, when you buy a new mask, as you should probably already know, you have to pre-treat the mask. So hopefully the guys in the retail store helped you out with that. If they didn't, we've got a video already on the channel about how to pre-treat your mask to stop it from fogging up. That's not really about the longevity and the care and the maintenance, which is what this video is going to be about. So I'm going to presume you've already watched that video, taken care of it, moving on point number two. When I buy a mask, it comes in this nice plastic box with a nice sturdy plastic lid. But the trouble is, that's a great way to ship a mask from a factory in a box with a whole ton of other masks, and it's also a good way for retail stores to store masks on their shelves and you can see the product and they're protected and all that good stuff. But it's a really bad way to go diving with a mask because you're going to end up putting something else in there, maybe your keys or whatever, and then that's going to rattle around on the dive boat, and yeah, it's just not ideal. You don't want to be banging your mask around, you don't want to be scratching up the lens. So the first thing I do when I buy a new mask is I buy a soft case to protect it. This one's about 10 bucks, I got it off of Amazon, and it fits one mask precisely and not much else. I also like the fact that it has grommets, so it's got a drain hole. When I put a wet mask in there, it's not sitting in a puddle of salt water. And there you go, hey presto, number one, my investment is protected. Don't throw the plastic box away, there's tons of uses for these. I store everything from rice, to candies, to nuts and bolts, to spare parts for harnesses in my mask boxes. These are incredibly useful. Tip number two I've got for you is defogging your mask. You know you've got to do it, but how should you do it? No guys. No, number one, it's the age of COVID, but even before COVID, no. Absolutely not. Basically, if you spit in your mask and then you're dunking in the bucket with everyone else's mask, number one, that's gross. But number two, you're actually creating like a petri dish environment in your mask, and that saliva and that bacteria is going to get between the skirt and the lens and grow its own little ecosystem. Absolutely disgusting. So don't spit in your mask. Use a commercial defog, like for example this one. Divers Ready, co-branded with Stream to Sea. Guess what? I'm putting the soft pouch together with the mask and a bottle of Divers Ready Defog in the price for this week's video. So now you've got no excuses. Don't spit in your mask. So now would be a good time for me to say thank you very much to our sponsor for this series of videos, Dive Rite. I couldn't be happier to be partnering with Dive Rite on this series of videos because before we ever had a sponsorship deal with them, they always had a good reputation in my mind. And they're one of those companies that I treat like a boutique brand. And what I mean by that is they don't make 19 different regulators, they make just a few different regulators and they make them all really well. Same thing with masks. They don't make 20 different masks, They just make 4 or 5 and each one is carefully crafted. So I really enjoy that aspect of their approach to making dive gear. We don't need to make a 9 million different things of each item, we just need to make a few and make them really well. Most of their products are made in the United States, and everybody that works at Dive Rite in their factory up in Lake City, Florida, are divers. They are all diving, they're all out there at the weekend diving. Monday morning when they come into the shop, they're all talking about the dives they did at the weekend, and they're just a really active group of divers and passionate about the sport. And Dive Rite were very happy to join forces with us because, yes, obviously they'd like it if you bought a Dive Rite mask or a Dive Rite piece of kit, or you know, if you're lucky enough to win this one, fantastic. But they're really passionate about just keeping you guys diving and keeping divers in the sport of scuba diving. So thank you again to Dive Rite. Of course, the links to Dive Rite are in the description of this video below. And if you want to support our channel, the best, easiest and cheapest way that you can do that is by showing our sponsors some love. So go down there, head to the Dive Rite Facebook page, head to their YouTube channel, head to their Instagram, throw them a like, throw them a follow, and that helps us out to keep making these videos for you. Tip number 3 is do everything you can to keep your mask out of direct sunlight. Keep it out of the UV. Silicone is a great material to use for mask straps and mask skirts because it's actually pretty UV resistant. But if your mask has any plastic parts like the buckle, those are susceptible to UV, and that light is going to age the plastic, it's going to make it more brittle and basically shorten the life of your mask. So that goes for nearly every piece of dive gear in this series. Keep your mask out of direct sunlight. Easier said than done when you're on a sunny dive boat, but again, you've got the soft case there, keep your mask in it until the last minute, pull it out, defog it, put it on your face, go diving. Tip number 4, which I'm sure will come up in every video in this series, salt is the enemy. If you're an ocean diver, you need to be freshwater rinsing all of your gear after every dive. Sounds obvious, we should be learning that at open water, but I hope that's not news to you guys. But your mask is absolutely no exception. You might be thinking, well, a mask is pretty simple, it's just glass and silicone, right? How much damage can salt do to that? Well, most masks actually do have metal components, whether it's the pin that's holding the buckle together or the spring which is working on the strap release. It's gonna have small little parts of metal in there, and if those corrode and they go, the whole mask is basically useless. Tip number 5 is clean your mask regularly. Well, wait, didn't you just cover that in the rinsing part, James? No. Cleaning your mask means getting some detergent out, getting some dish soap out, getting a soft sponge out, and actually getting into the mask and cleaning it in some detail. Don't forget that you're dunking this in the fresh water isn't going to kill any nastiness that you've put into the mask. That's right, I'm talking about sinus butter, I'm talking about boogers, I'm talking about dockyard oysters. Yeah, I've seen you guys come up the ladder from the dive boat, pull it off, and your face is a biohazard. It's not good. You're going to want to clean that stuff out of there to, again, avoid your mask becoming a petri dish. So then tip number 6, let's talk about preventative maintenance. Again, mask, pretty simple piece of kit, but there is one piece of preventative maintenance that I highly recommend everyone does, and that is a strap inspection. From time to time, you're going to want to inspect your strap, and you just go inch by inch along the strap and pull it a little bit and just check for any kind of cracks or small tears. The strap of a mask is a wear and tear item like tires on a car. You're going to have to change them periodically. And if you don't change them and you've got those little micro rips in there, they can become a big problem. And I'll tell you this story. I lost a mask that I'd had for years. I dearly loved it. I don't know how many thousands of dives I've entered the water with my hand on my face, holding my mask securely, as you're trained to do so. And then the one dive I went out, I was spearfishing with my friend, and I had a zookeeper in one hand, and then he passed me his spear gun in the other hand, so I didn't have a hand free. I enter the water, and of course that's the one dive that my mask strap pings off, and my mask is gone. So absolutely change out your mask straps on a regular basis. Keep a mask strap in your Save a Dive kit. And apart from that, your mask will last you a very long time. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for this first in the series of videos that we're calling Gear Maintenance, sponsored by Dive Rite. I want to thank Dive Rite again for getting involved with our community and for giving us all this fantastic gear to help us make these hints and tips videos to help you prolong the life of your dive equipment. If you'd like to enter the contest to win the ES155 frameless mask from Dive Rite. There is a link in the description of this video below. Don't forget to head over to Dive Rite's various pages and social channels and throw them a follow, throw them a like, let them know that James from Divers Ready sent you. We greatly appreciate the support. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. I will put the rest of this series in the videos just off to the side there. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my name's James. Thank you so much for watching. Dive safe, dive often.